Speaking your language, comfort. Comfort is a drug. Comfort is a drug. Once you get used to it, it becomes addicting. Give a weak man a few things. Give a weak man a few things. Give him constant sex. Give him tasteful food. Cheap entertainment. And he'll throw his ambitions right out the window. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Comfort is a drug. It's weakness. Comfort is weakness. I don't know about you guys, but I don't take kindly to weakness. I don't believe in weakness in myself, and I don't believe in weakness in others either. Today's lifeline has to do with trailblazing. Walking the road less traveled. And doing what's right despite the difficulties that you may find yourself in. You might think that trailblazing means being defiant, being a rebel, somebody who can't be controlled or won't be allowed to be told what to do. Well, guess what, kids? It's all been done before. It's nothing new to be a rebel. It's nothing new. Actually, when you're a rebel, you're more of a sheep than you realize. You're more of a sheep than you know. When you break the rules, you're just like everybody else who tried to do it before. You know what's actually hard? Success is hard. Hustling's hard. Being indestructible is hard. And what do I mean by being indestructible? Start off with it by not being a lazy piece of crap. Start off with it without having weakness. Or not allowing weakness into you. It's all been done before. Being a rebel, breaking the law, breaking the rules, being a druggie, being someone who seeks out instant gratification through illicit sex, maybe pornography. It's all been done before. You're not new, not special when you do those things. It's all too easy to be comfortable like that. It's all too easy to allow weakness to take over. It's easy to be less and settle for less. You know what? It takes real courage to actually step it up and step out of your comfort zone. Even more courage to be different. And what's being different? How about trying being successful? How about trying to be a success in a period? You know how difficult it is to be a successful person? You know how much I work? I work all the time. All the time. If I am not on the phone or texting someone, if I am not promoting, if I am not making another deal, if I'm not creating, then I'm sleeping. If I'm not teaching, I'm sleeping. That's hard. You know what's easy? No, it's not hard. Sitting on your ass, doing nothing. Playing video games, that's not hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
I know what you're saying, though.
Sitting there doing drugs, not hard. Sitting there watching porn, not hard. You know what's hard is being a success. stepping it up. Takes real courage to step out of your comfort zone, like I said. Even more courage to be different, especially in a world where everyone wants you to be exactly the same. Please jump into the matrix. Please become a sheeple. They would love for you to be a sheeple. They'd love for you to jump on board, get supported by somebody else, make the bare minimum, barely struggle. They would love for you to strap the blinders on your side of your eyes like a horse, like this, so you can't see what's happening in the rest of the world. They'd love for you to struggle. They would love for you to think that you are helpless. They love it when you're a victim. They love it when you think you're a victim. They want you weak. They want you powerless. They want you following what everyone else does. Me, on the other hand, I want you strong, never a victim. When you're going to break the rules, it's going to be breaking the rules by breaking barriers down. Breaking a glass ceiling that they want you to think that you're there. It's escaping out of this little box that we're all so trapped into. You know, they no longer keep you in prison in chains. They simply keep your brain attached to this little box where they like to keep you in. It's like the Superman movie when they bring down the glass thing. They entrap the Zod and his two cohorts inside this little box. You're trapped into this box. You can't get out of this box. You probably even dream about being on that box. Well, it's a prison. It's a prison. Unless you make it your tool, it's a prison. If you have anxiety about not looking at it, it's a prison. If you have an anxiety about not checking it, it's a prison. If you feel like you're missing out on something, it's a prison. Which brings me to the following parable, who was written by someone who I don't know. It's unknown. It's called The King and the Poisoned Well. And it goes like this. There was once a wise king who ruled over a vast kingdom. Can you picture it now? He was feared for his might and loved for his wisdom. Now in the heart of the city there was a well with pure crystalline waters in which the king and all the inhabitants of the kingdom drank. When they were all asleep, 3 witches entered into the city and poured 7 drops of strange liquid into the well. They said that henceforth all who drink of this water shall become mad. The next day all the people drank of the water, but not the king. And all the people began to say, the king is mad and has lost all of his reason. Look how strangely he behaves. We can't be ruled by a madman. He must be dethroned. The king grew very fearful, for all of his subjects were preparing to rise against him. He had a difficult choice. Risk being destroyed by his beloved subjects, or drink from the poisoned well and become mad like all of them. So that evening, he ordered a golden goblet to be filled from the well, and he drank deeply. The next day, they were all rejoicing among the people, for the beloved king had finally regained his reason from their mad perspective. How many times in your life have you followed and allowed yourself to do what's ordinary? To be ordinary. Or what I like to call weak, for the sake of being comfortable. For the sake of being comfortable. You know what happens when comfort seeps in? Complacency. You know where dreams die? Land of complacency. Again, it's going back to it. It's cheap entertainment. It's consistent sex. It's cheap food, cheap drinks, cheap entertainment. And we all feel good about it. Nice and comfortable, just like they want. Come here, little sheeple. Let me strap your blinders on the side so you can't see. Let me plug you into the matrix. Chink. Watch your little screen for the pop-up ads to see what God tells you to do today. So how many times have you been like that in your life? You allow other people to get you on the path of being an ordinary person, a weak person. Some people drink from that poison well every single day just to fit in with the crowd, just to become popular. What would you do if you were the king? Would you drink and become a madman just to fit in? I'll tell you this, the path of righteousness is narrow. The path of strength is small. And not many people go on it. Not many people travel it. It's too hard. And that's why the people who are weak like that are what I consider ordinary. It takes somebody extraordinary to walk the righteous path. Somebody extraordinary to be disciplined. Not to be controlled by their emotions. Not to be controlled by their wanting and desires. I'm also here to tell you that your list of desires, if they were all filled today, tomorrow you would have another list. The road to righteousness is a path with lots of obstacles, trap doors, snakes, hard things. But you know what we do? We do hard things. Do you know why we do it like that? Because we insist to walk the righteous path. We insist on being extraordinary. To be an elite. And you might say to yourself, you know what? This guy is an elitist. Well, you know what? Maybe I am. But I'm not an unsuccessful person. I pretty much get the things that I want. Why? Because I work for them. I make the things happen that I want in my life. Why? I'm disciplined, focused, driven. I work all the time. I'm about as happy as you can be. Why? Because I work for it. I have nothing to worry about. Why? Because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sit around and wallow in my despair. I refuse to be a victim. I will fight. And I mean that in a very spiritual way. I will fight to become my best. And by the way, I will fight to help you become your best. I don't accept the fact that if anyone thinks that they're a victim, I don't accept it. Even if you fell prey to 9/11, let's say, And I had some friends, unfortunately, that did. You're still not a victim. You're a survivor. It's different. You're a fighter. You fell prey to some kind of abuse. You're not a victim. You're a survivor. You fell prey to some kind of kidnapping. You're not a victim. You're a survivor. And survivors fight. That's what made them become a survivor in the first place. If you value your social role, your status, your possessions, your relationships, or even your own life more than righteousness, then you will go the way of the king in the parable. You will drink from the well again and again. However, if you risk standing out, risk being truly different, risk for all the love and righteousness, there's a greater reward and a greater peace of mind. Being a rebel is to be successful. Anybody can be a loser. It takes no special skills. It takes no special skills. By the way, you don't have to have talent to be a winner. You don't have to have talent to be a leader. You don't have the talent to be successful. The only thing it takes is action. Consistent action. Walking the narrow path of righteousness. Period. Let your light shine, and do not dim it for anyone. Let your light shine. Be a lighthouse in the darkness. Never let it go out. Never dim it just because someone doesn't like your light. You have only one life to live. Live it bright. Live it right. Walk the path of righteousness by being your very best. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now you might be saying to yourself, yes, but I'm too depressed to do any of this. Stop being a victim. Stop giving it power over you. Take your power back. Take the power back. Take the power back. Don't be weak. Don't fall victim. Become victor. Take the power back. Become a fighter. A real fighter. Anybody can be a wimp. Anybody can do it at all. Anybody can back away. Anybody can hide in the dark. It takes real courage to stand in the light. Real courage to face all trials and tribulations and say, that's all right, man, bring it on. How do I know this? I've done it. I've been there, done that. You already know that. You can do it too. I have faith in you. If no one else has faith in you, know that I do. I believe in you. And one of the main reasons is I absolutely 100% on any day of the week can tell you that I do not believe in victimhood. You are not a victim. Just get up there and fight. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Any thoughts, questions, comments?
It was great.
About this? Yeah. Okay.
Not a victim, but a survivor.
Not a victim, a survivor. There's no such thing as a victim. You're a survivor. Yeah. Anybody struggling today?
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but